Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. I do this way too often. This is Recent the Jerk Gamer. Welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. Last time we got checked up at the doctor's, and we actually talked a bit to Vin on the rooftop and thought this is where Act 3 would begin. Note, this is not Act 3. We're still in Act 2. So, 2 days later, I feel less miserable. I even go for a long, brisk, healthy walk like the nurse recommended. Something which I've avoided and dodged with all sorts of excuses earlier. Feel more active in class as well. Delighted our science homeroom teacher, Mr. Muto, with correct and promptly delivered answers. The break right now between the two morning classes is too short for any sort of meaningful activity, but too long to just spend it sitting in the classroom and doing nothing. Going out into the hallway isn't much better, but flexing my stiff muscles is a better use of time than letting them get even stiffer by staying seated. The door to the neighboring classroom door opens and the students of 3-4 emerge to further fill up the already semi-crowded hallway. Seems the teacher kept them in for a few extra minutes. Emmy is among them. She notices me noticing her, which almost makes me look away on reflex. I don't, however, and Emmy smiles at me as she happily skips towards me past the other students. Emmy looks pretty energetic, showing no signs of illness whatsoever. Seems she recovered from the cold. Hey, good morning! Nice to see you back on your feet. Feeling better now? She looks fine to me, but I still feel compelled to ask. Thanks, and yeah, I do. It was just a cold, nothing serious. Emmy laughs confidently, as if to emphasize her condition. I wonder for a moment what would count as serious in Emmy's book. She seems to be eager to put that topic aside, though. Where are you going? Off to Rin's room to see if she's awake yet. Oh, she skipped morning class? A sheepish smile emerges on Emmy's face and she gets slightly flustered. Oh, not exactly. It seems that she cut the cold I had. Sorry to hear that. Well, she was out in the rain on Sunday with us, after all. So on Monday, and she was feeling bit under the weather back then, too. Yeah, anyway, I'll ask the nurse for some cold medication to give her if she doesn't get better soon. She leaves for the girls' dorm. I want to go with her to wish Ren well. I want to tell her that I'm better now, too, but it doesn't feel appropriate. An unspecified feeling diverts my thoughts away. Somehow, I just can't summon the resolve to go there. Is this what Awanika went through when she tried to tell me what she felt? Wow, that was short. Well, that's all for this. I really need to stop using the same jokes. It's just always there. Like, okay, new scene time. Wait, it's the next day. Or some unspecified day. It's not the same day, is basically what that means. Even though I feel more energetic, I'm still hesitant about going over there to talk to Ren. It's not until 2 days later on Friday that I finally get enough courage. Oh, what? Enough courage to enter the girls' dorm. That's the first person I meet inside for directions to Ren's room. Knock on Ren's unmarked door and wait. It's unmarked? After a few seconds of silence, I hear something rustling inside the door. I start wondering if maybe I should have brought something for her, like a can of warm coffee or some oranges. I gotta feel them for her. Well, too late now. You should have brought oranges! Oranges are delicious. The door opens soundlessly. It was already unlocked, and I find myself staring at Ren, who stares back at me. She looks like she just got out of bed with her hair all messed up. Are you kidding me? I mean, it makes sense, but still. God damn it. And barely any clothes on. Censored enough. Censored enough. Hello. There's a strange, stupid-looking smile on Rin's face. I'm not exactly sure why. Rin smiles so rarely that it seems to be out of place every time. Especially so now, given her particularly understate. Said state makes me feel extremely conflicted about whether or not this was a good idea. Her cheeks are flushed rose red, contrasting with the milky pale complexion of a person who doesn't get enough sunlight. Her forehead looks sweaty, as though she might have a fever. Hi. Now what? I didn't plan any further than this, and Rin is staring at me with those expectant eyes of hers again. Something about the situation gives me strange vibes. Her eyes are even more vacant than usual, and she seems to have a hard time focusing them on anything. The lack of clothing is disturbing, said she herself doesn't seem bothered. Why should I be? Keep telling myself that. I thought I'd pay you a visit since you haven't been at the art club, and I wanted to talk with you and wish you well. Rin doesn't show any signs of recognizing what I just said. Making me wonder if she already understood my words or if she even heard them. Maybe it's the fever that's making her groggy. She might have actually been asleep before I came over. Okay. She does on her heel and withdraws from the door, walking back inside the small room. Through the door I can see her walk to her bed, half fall down, half sit down on a messy pile of bed sheets. The upper doorway seems to be more of an obstacle in my mind than the closed door was. But since Rin doesn't say anything, I step through it and into a room. Ooh. We have sticky notes. I don't know what that is. Is that like a crow? What's that? This little contraption on her desk. Is that a mug? Oh, this is very different from Hanako's room. Wonder how different all, and actually Lily's as well. Ren is on her bed, leaning against the wall, leaving the only chair in the room for me. She keeps quiet even after I sit down, so maybe she meant to invite me in but just forgot to say out loud? An implied invitation, as it were. Very exciting. Nobody has visited me before. Breaking the silence draws my attention from the room to its inhabitant, who currently seems to be in the middle of a very profound thought process. Is she a drunk too, like Lily? Actually, that was not true. About visiting. But Emmy doesn't count, even if she visits. She always pampers me too much. I think she's having too much fun. May have forgotten how... She looks groggily down at her chest. Which is probably why I don't have one on now. I think about it. I failed to notice that Rin doesn't have her shirt buttoned up either. But I try to keep my eyes strictly locked on hers. It's rather evident that she's not a very body-conscious person. My own body, however, is quite conscious of her right now. Don't say it like that! Oh my god, dude! She came by to wake me up 7:30 today. Can you imagine that? She paused for a while and glances up at my dumbfounded face. On second thought, you probably can. It's not like that reverse rainbow fish I tried to imagine earlier. That was hard. Reverse rainbow fish? Well, yes, that seems like a pretty normal time to wake up if you want to go to class in the morning. I hate class. I wake up more at like 7:50. Actually, yeah, it was more like 7:30. But that was also to go get food. Because every day for school, I would stop at the gas station, grab 2 bottles of pop, and a bag of Doritos, or something similar to that. And basically, that was my lunch and my drinks for the day. And that was it. Then I get drinks after. I drink too much pop. I need to cut down on that. Try to sound as reasonable as possible to counteract Vin's unreasonable annoyance. Told her to start off. She gave me these meds and told me to take them. Follow her eyes to the night table, and then to the pill bottle sitting on top of it. I pick it up and turn it around to look at the label, so I can see what kind of medication Emmy brought. Active medicine codeine? What the hell's that? Oh! Okay, so it is a drug. Don't use it on children. We'll actually look at this up. And it's habit forming. Take it exactly as directed. Do not take more of it. Take it more often or take it in different way than directed by your doctor. While taking codeine, discuss with your health provider your pain treatment goals, lengths of treatment, and other ways to manage pain. Tell your doctor if you anyone in your family drinks or has ever drunk large amounts of alcohol, uses or has ever used street drugs, or have overused prescription medication, or has had an overdose, or if you have or have ever had depression or another mental illness. There is a greater risk if you will use. Okay, so there's a greater use if you overuse it. If you have any of the conditions above. Okay. Okay, well. This is purely to relieve, not treat the cause or speed recovery. All it does is reduce coughing, basically, and reduce pain from mild to moderate. Jeez! You took all of these? No. Yes, I've been eating something so many of them. Seems to make things not so... This will kill you! Actually, I think I'm feeling just fine. Her head lolls around and around, making it look like she is either trying to stretch her neck muscles or possibly pass out. She took several of these pills? Could that be safe? At least it's bound to have some side effects, which I'm afraid I'm witnessing right now. Again! Let me pull that back up! Let's see! What's some... Okay, although no combination with other medication comes as a tablet, a capsule, and a solution to take by mouth. It's usually taken every 4 to 6 hours as needed. Follow directions on your prescription label carefully and ask your doctor or pharmacist to explain any part you do not understand. If you take for several weeks or longer, do not skip taking the medication without talking to your doctor. Your doctor may decrease your dose gradually. Stop taking, you may experience withdrawal syndrome such as relentlessness, right in pupils. Okay, that's not what we're looking at. By the way, this is something you need a freaking prescription for. This is not stuff you can just get. Let's see, what are some side effects of these? Some side effects, tell your doctor if any of these symptoms are severe or do not go away. Okay, so headache, stomach pain, or difficult urinating. Some side effects can be serious if you experience any of the following. Okay, so these are the important ones. Stop taking and contact your doctor immediately. If you get agitation, hallucinations, fever, sweating, confusion, fast heartbeat, shivering, severe muscle stiffness or twitching, loss of coordination, nausea, vomiting or diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, loss of appetite, weakness or dizziness, inability to get or keep an erection. Oh, that will cut me off guard. Irregular menstruation, decreased sexual desire, noisy or shallow breathing, difficult breathing or swallowing, changes in the heartbeat, rash, itchy, hives, change of vision, seizures, has other effects too. Yeah, no! This is actually God damn it! I'm feeling just fine. I'm fine. Just someone take this buzzing away from my head. I can't think straight. Rin, you fool! The annoyed expression returns to Rin's face. It's like many of those insect things. Or one really big insect thing. I'm making sure I looked up the correct... Yeah, that's the correct one! With lots of wings. Very much color and everything. What's the word for those? Oh, never mind. I just remembered. It's butterflies. She smiles slightly at her last observation. The small pause in her monologue is not long enough for me to dare saying something that could potentially, but not likely, salvage this discussion. I love butterflies. They are the best animal. Did you see any on your way here? Hisao? She utters my name as an afterthought, possibly to make clear that she is now addressing me instead of just speaking her mind to whoever might be listening. This odd situation has left me speechless, more or less since the moment first Rin opened her mouth. Now that she herself doesn't seem to have anything else to add, silence fills the small room. Makes me glance around again in an attempt to find something to talk about. Rin's room is about as small as mine. The big window, which takes up most of the wall, furthest from the door, opens to the east just like mine. Looks very normal, which strikes me as strange. I expected something more different. About a dozen paintings, most of them in Ren's signature abstract style, and a few art posters are taking up almost all the available wall space. That's about the only real difference between her room and mine. The room is not exactly aesthetic, but it doesn't look like what I expected from a girl's room either. You expected something more like Lily? A faint smell of art, of paper, paint and paper is floating in the air. The same smell the art room has. Rin isn't too concerned about being tidy, it seems. Everything she owns seems to be arranged in various piles around her room. I don't know why this is someone's habit when they're like art, but your room looks nice. It's an empty sentence. One uses to fill empty spaces in conversations, but my words are failing me pretty hard right now. Yeah, would you like me to show you some places? Would you like me to show you the places? She looks down at... places. She looks down at her half-open shirt, quizzically, making me inadvertently follow her gaze to her chest. Oh, I guess I already did. I can't deny that, no matter how hard I try to act properly. It's very nice you came to see me. Makes me feel very... what's that word? You know, the one about things and stuff. Anyway, you came. Rin's rambling makes me remember that I actually came here for a reason. Hey, what about what we talked about on Monday? On the rooftop? Remember? Huh? Rin doesn't seem to be exactly attentive right now. Not that she ever is. I plow ahead and get it off my chest anyway. I just wanted to tell you that I'm going to be better from now on, I guess. Hey, being pathetic. So to say I'm not going to be anymore. I guess that's all. Okay. Isn't that good? Bloody words flow out of her lips, slowly and uncontrollably. I'm happy for you. I think that's what I think. You shouldn't look so sad all the time. I mean, looking sad is fine, if you are not sad, but you look sad, like you're actually sad. That's no good. Are you going on some training camp where you make men out of boys? Be a man, we must be swift as a coursing river. Be a man on the top of this mountain, meditation. Be a man. Oh, mountain top medicate? Are you going on some training camp where they make men out of boys? Or mountaintop meditation? No, I don't think so. Oh, I guess that's fine too. Sentence comes out of her mouth, and probably her brain, one at a time, with a small pause between each, making her gibberish hard to understand. I think it just seems like a good idea. Maybe it's not. Wen finishes with one more line, getting to say the last word over herself, an impressive display of what I can describe as mental foreshadowing. While I'm embarrassed myself, might as well tell you that I'm sorry that I had some stupid things to say to you last week. It's your own business to decide what you're going to do. She seems not to register my words first, but then understanding lights in her eyes, and she waves her head around in a way that could be interpreted as anything. It's okay. I probably said stupid things too. It's just sometimes a bit hard to keep my thoughts the way I like them. They're not very straight, at least most of the time. Not that I want to have them straight, I just wish they were at least in some shape. Round is fine too, but I need more definition. My thoughts are very messy. Ben! She repeats the word melancholically, then flops laying down on the bed and nuzzles her head against her pillow, shutting her eyes. Enough. Tired. You should go. I'm going to sleep again. She opens one of her eyes and looks at me. Or is it you who likes to look at sleepy girls? Shit, she remembered. Or someone else. Maybe there were many of those. I can't remember. You can stay if you want. No, I'll leave. I have to do homework anyway. I stand up from the chair and take my step towards the door. Wait. The request stops me in my tracks. Not that I intend to scoot off it right away. Look at her shoulder, the girl lying in her bed again with the strangest kind of smile on her features. She should smile more often. That's a face of pure happiness. I can walk you to the door. It's the least a gentleman can do. Then giggles like a little kid. Making me... Please don't get up, because I am worried about thee! Then giggles like a little child, making me beyond absolutely certain that she took far too much of her cold medication today. I always wanted to say that. We're good. Slowly and with difficulty, Rin first rises to a sitting position again. Then she stands up with even more difficulty and more slowly still. As if guided by some masculine automation, my eyes instantly lower to the curve of her thighs and the stripe. At which point my mount has forced me to lift my gaze back to Rin's eye level. It's getting almost too hard to do that. Rin is standing, although barely. It looks like she has trouble keeping her usual decent balance. Again, possibly a side effect of the medicine. I am very worried! That is some seriousness! She takes an unsteady step towards me. Then another smaller one as she notices that it's not a good idea to try to take big steps. Feel my muscles sense I'm prepared to catch Rin if she falls down. Oh! I did not expect to see that right now! Oh, I expected that to happen later! Because I've seen this before. I've seen this specific one before. She manages to take 2 more steps before she falls against me. To my surprise, neither her downwards momentum nor our slight height differences are able to stop Rin from pressing her heart-shaped lips squarely against mine. As our lips part after a confusing moment of nothing but the taste of Rin, I look down at her, trying to find some explanation for this bewildering event. The euphoric smile of a madman broadens on Rin's lips again, and I wonder if I remember this tomorrow. I am absolutely stoked on how to respond. Rin takes a step backwards, separating her body from mine, making me only now realize that they were connected in the first place. Second step is actually a fall backwards and luckily straight onto her bed. Soft thud Rin's thin body makes against the mattresses breaks the silence. I move quickly over to her to see if she hurt herself, only to be met with the peaceful face of dreaming. Rin sleeps. She is lying diagonally across the bed, somehow managing to have simultaneously fallen asleep while standing up and fallen down in a way that didn't injure herself. Fool's luck. I tuck Rin in, covering her with the sheets as well as I can. She feels very light, even though I'm not that strong. Stand up to look at her. Well, to be fair, she doesn't have arms, so that helps the load. Stand up to look at her. The oval-shaped face, the dark eyelashes shut against the feverish cheeks, slender body covered with the pale sheets. Rin sleeps. Conflicts plural churn inside of me. I think about calling a nurse to keep an eye on her, but decide against it. Then taking one more glance at her peaceful face, I decide that she'll be fine. I do pocket the remaining pills though. I exit the room and close the door soundlessly behind me. I exhale deeply, now realizing I had held my breath for a better part of a minute. Taking a moment to relax, I try to calm down my heart, racing like a jackrabbit. We still aren't at Act 3? We have to be close to that now. Maybe next episode will be it, because we've hit 20 minutes. This is Recycle the Drug Gamer. I hope you enjoyed the series so far, and I'll just see all you guys again next time. See you guys then.